Hi there. This is an extended reading for Cancer for the character Camilla, which I did a reading for yesterday or the day before, and it was very rushed. I had another engagement and I rushed through it, and I have been left with some questions about Camilla's past and about your past, Cancer. So the question I was left with was, there's something in the past, karmic debt, that was causing you to feel trapped right now in the present. And I couldn't see what that was in the past, and I'd like to know more about that. So we're going to do we're going to do a thorough reading this time. We're going to go ahead and pull an oracle card, and we're going to be focusing on the source of that obligation that you're feeling now. In past life, or so here we see peace. This reminds me of another card, the Seven of Wands. So this is a kind of going inward to yourself, in a kind of a safe pink bubble, and you're meditating, you're going inward, you're resistant to outside disturbances, which is good. But I feel like there's something causing Cancer here to feel trapped and being advised to go inward for that solution. And that's what I want to know more about in this reading. There's an Eight of Swords in the present. There's all this karma, all this hard work, and something is backwards in here. Yeah, so what is backwards? A Nine of Swords, some anxiety. So if that seems relevant. So, and all that I could see in the past was that there was an Ace of Cups, there was an Ace of Wands, this new passionate love offering, this new idea perhaps. There was an Eight of Pentacles, suggesting that there's a learning of a new skill that you're working quite hard at. There's also a Three of Swords. So the first card I'll pull will be from your past, in hopes of learning more about it. We'll clarify that. And then there's a release and embrace related to that. And then what's hidden from you and what's incoming. We can get a little sense of the future. Okay, so something has ended in the past. You get the World card. This is a very pregnant world. You've come to the end of your 9-month cycle. You're going to give birth, and that would certainly suggest a new beginning. You know, you go from being pregnant to being a mom, I guess. And that's wonderful for Camilla, as well as for Cancer, that very beautiful, maternal, nurturing. And I can't help but say, this Klimt woman figure that we see quite often in this deck, with her red hair and her fair skin. That is not Camilla's look. It reminds me of somebody. A mother, a single mom I know, who will certainly not watch this reading. Okay, then we get what you ought to let go of is this healing process here. This is going alone, inward, right? And remember, this was it's very similar actually. It's another kind of rendering of this peace in your little bubble. And the Four of Swords is going alone inward to heal. And this is in the Swords, which is in the realm of ideas, could be spiritual, could be intellectual ideas that need to be released. Here is this Four of Swords state. Four of Swords tends to be a good place. A person might be inclined to stay there, safely healing. And this Cancer is being recommended to move out of healing from this past ending here, this world. Okay, you're being called to embrace the Magician. This was also in the previous reading as the advice. So we get a double recommendation to do your manifesting, to know you have your tools, and we will clarify that further. Hidden from you is a Seven of Swords. This is a beautiful card, a person who is putting in the work, and you may have been working very, very hard, and you're waiting for the fruits of your labor to come in when you're in a Seven of Pentacles. So we will see more about that. This would be something that you're not aware of. Yeah, so if we have a sense of obligation that is rooted in this ending here, it may, and I saw this in the previous reading too, there's been a lot of work put into something, and you're waiting for that to come in. This was a collective reading I just did, I guess. Anyway, we'll find out more about that Seven of Pentacles, which is a hidden influence. And in the future, we get fulfillment. This is individual, personal, emotional fulfillment. We can see another elder pregnant body here. Yeah. She's likely to have a little plumber butt in that skirt. Anyway, cute future of Seven of Cups. Yeah, and sometimes the Seven of Cups is somebody who has eaten too much. But this person is just, I like how she's got a not ideal body type, and yet she seems quite comfortable in her skin here. Yeah. She's an elder. She has reached a stage in a cycle of personal fulfillment. Okay, well, let's clarify this. We're going to use the Guardian of the Night here, which is a very talky deck. I'm hoping to understand Camilla here and this obligation. I don't actually see that sense of obligation so much as a kind of willingness to stay in this passive healing isolation. But something happened in the past, so that's what we want to know. What ended here? What is this world? We get a Knight of Cups, so this was a true love, classy love offer, the Knight of Cups. And here in this deck is a beautiful swan. You can see there's that cup of love. This could have been you offering that to somebody, or somebody offering that to you. And then there was an Eight of Cups feeling. This is lack of personal fulfillment. Remember, it's followed by the Nine of Cups, which is fulfillment. So this is that you're in a situation in the past that you needed to leave. It was unfulfilling. And you make a decision in the Eight of Cups to walk away. So you can see that Ace of Cups is missing there. And so you're going to walk away from that. I can't help but notice that you're being offered this Ace of Cups. You know, so together, this could have added up to a Nine of Cups, of a fulfilling situation. That's what I just have this sense that there was some kind of love offer in your past, and you walked away from it. And the Five of Swords comes up as well. This is, wow, yeah, the Five of Swords. This is a card of self-harm. Yeah. So something ended here. This is where your agency was, in the Eight of Cups, of walking away from it. It was in this, that there was some kind of self-harm involved, either in this decision or in that situation, right? So maybe this romantic situation with this seemingly classy love offer was not fulfilling. And there was some feeling of self-harm in that here. So it's curious to me because I have this character. I've had no plan. You know, I don't know her that well. In fact, she's kind of just one of these characters who, she does a lot in my story. She is very important actually into the framework that I build from, because she appears in the Aeneid. She has this amazing death. She is the best friend and the soulmate of another one of my characters. And yet I haven't really wondered very much about Camilla. Recently I realized that I'd like to have her be a Cancer. Yeah, so there's self-harm in the past. We see this kind of, another way to read this is you got what you wanted, but you don't feel good about how you got it, right? So the city has been built, and it has been built where once a woods was, and the woods have been cleared. And this kind of regret for what you have achieved and what it has cost you on an emotional level here. So anyway, but something ended, and this was the kind of ending that it was. And also something new is beginning. So we see you now being asked to release your Four of Swords situation. So healing maybe from this past that is coming in so strong. You're healing from that. Okay, let's find out more about this. Four of Swords. We get the Fool. So the world ended, and then you get the Fool, which is the new beginning. So that is and this is in your release. So, I love that card. The Hermit. This is very much like the Four of Swords, going inward, going alone. The Hermit is less about healing and much more generally about a kind of personal spiritual journey that you needed to go on. It involved a leap of faith here. This wolf is venturing out onto the ice, appearing to be curious about this rabbit. What else? We get the Queen of Pentacles in your release. So there's the bunny rabbit again. This interspecies connection. The bunny rabbit shows up in my story too, associated with a different character, but I'm still kind of, open. So this is your earthy side. Camilla is Taurus, has Taurus in her chart, Taurus moon. Yeah, this is a person who knows her worth, who needs security, and she needs a lot of money. She needs pentacles to feel secure. She's very grounded. She's very nurturing. So there's this side that is a part of Cancer to be nurturing. This is earth instead of water. Yeah. So this is what you're supposed to embrace. This lonely, healing, self-reflection, and maybe there's been some sort of a new, fresh start with that kind of fool's heart. And a kind of focus, perhaps, on your pentacles, on security, is what you're asked to release. And you are told here to embrace the Magician, to embrace your agency. So if you felt like the right thing to do was nothing, this is saying, actually, that time is over, and now it's time to manifest. Use your tools here. Now let's find out more about that. My little dog is snoring in the background here. Okay, so here's your Knight of Swords side. Your agent, fast, could have a bit of a temper. Quick moving agent, truth teller. Bring, the truth can cause this Knight of Swords to act. They could bring the truth, but they're a messenger. And so this is one tool that you have. You also get the Six of Swords. So here's movement from one situation to another. Again, in the swords, this seems to be about coming to terms with some truth here. And the Hangman, that's funny. So the Hangman is that you need a new perspective. I see that in your Six of Swords here. So if you're being advised to embrace your ability to have your mind changed through looking at something from a different perspective, this is what you're being told to embrace. And hidden from you is the Seven of Pentacles here. This, I've worked really hard. I'm waiting for the fruits of my labor to come in. This may be a part of what you're supposed to be releasing here. This sort of need for security. So if I think of the Four of Swords, what you're releasing, it's the solitary, hermiting. There's a beginner's mind to it, but it's felt very secure, and you've been nurturing yourself in this space. And this is telling you it's time to move on from that and from your very powerful agent self, which is the opposite of just healing and hermiting. You know, we go from a fool, which is 0, to the magician, which is 1. So, you know, moving into being aware that you have tools. This totally shows that you need to embrace a new perspective. You need to recognize or carry some kind of truth from one place to another. And so if this little possum is looking backwards toward the past, and your truth bringers, this Knight of Swords and this Six of Swords, this turtle, they are facing towards the future. So if that helps, if you're having get a new perspective on the past, which we know was an ending here of an unfulfilling situation involving self-harm and perhaps achieving a goal through means which felt harmful to you or which have caused you to question and regret your behavior. Okay, so let's look at these hidden influences here of the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, Seven of Pentacles. There's your Three of Swords. So there is a broken heart, a sense of betrayal that you need to notice here. Well, and I see a relationship to the Seven of Pentacles, but give me a moment. Let's pull out all these cards. There is a judgment. There's an ascension here that is spiritual, which makes sense since you've been hermiting and you're asked to move out of hermiting into this. It's a high number card. These cards don't have numbers, and I don't have them memorized. But judgment is advancement on a spiritual level with divine guidance. You have shed your old skin, and you're rising here with this really electric snake. The red bird appears in this deck always to remind us of the heart, as do the poppies, willpower. But we see the heart here. This is a part of this hidden influence that there's been a broken heart, a betrayal, a heart stabbed 3 times in the Three of Swords. And you're ascending from that after this healing that you're being told to move on from. And I'm going to guess this goes all the way back to your past, to this unfulfilling, self-harming, romantic situation that you were involved in. And thirdly, we learn there you are manifesting. So your advice is the Magician, one of the manifestor cards. This is another card of manifestation, of envisioning. Again, when I put the card on the table, they're looking backwards here, like the possum. So they're looking backwards. So there's a new perspective that you're moving into, but it is about reflecting on the past, and that as you envision a new world, you're looking back. And I feel like this Three of Swords, this broken heart, you need to know you're not actually finished with this thing that happened in the past with this Knight of Cups, this emotionally unfulfilling and harmful place that you were in the past. You're not done with it, and you need to know that. You're still really looking backwards in this reading. My cat says it's time to feed her. Okay, and the future here. Future here, which is The Nine of Cups, the desired fulfillment. Where is that? What is that? Can we learn more? We get a Seven of Swords. Wow. Okay, so that's a card of integrity. Sometimes the Seven of Swords means something. There's been a lack of integrity, a lack of honesty. There's a lot of swords in this reading, my friend. Hi, Zoe. Here's your Four of Swords again. This is this deck's version of the card you are releasing. Future opportunity to heal. And a Queen of Swords. Wow. Huh. Yeah. I see all of this sleeping with swords. Here. Yeah. I don't understand what happened in this person's past. It looks like a heartbreak. It looks like an abusive relationship. This gives me a sense that there was an abusive relationship in the past. There's a still looking backwards instead of forwards to manifest. There's an urge. There's a advice here. What to embrace is a perspective shift, to change your mind, just quit looking at the past. But then this three of Swords here is interrupting this. So because you were asked to release the Four of Swords first, the Seven of Pentacles, your hidden influence. This tells me that you feel like you've been working really hard to get better, but you're having a really hard time moving past this betrayal, this Three of Swords. In this deck, the artist tells us that she imagined this lioness looking out, ready to go hunt for the family, and the Lion King there, who lazes around while she hunts, usually gets what we call the lion's share. And the artist thought this lioness was imagining that it would be she who got the lion's share this time. She is the hunter. Why can't she get the lion's share? So that seems important to me in this story, because this character, you, or Camilla, you're having trouble forgiving and moving on from this past. Seems to be a resentment. You've put all this work in. You can't understand why you can't fucking get over this, right? And you're ready to ascend, but until you quit looking backwards, you can't go forward. And as a result, your future, which of course you can change your future, but your future is a lot of swords. It's, the Queen of Swords in your future, she cuts everybody out. I love the Queen of Swords, but she is thought of in the deck as cold, as she tells the truth. She doesn't soften any blows. And so she's just cutting people out. And yeah, and there's anger here. There's a lot of anger at your being. Someone betrayed you badly and you cannot get over it. You need to get over it. You're being advised to use swords, in particular, to use your intellect, to be honest, to accept the truth here in order to change perspectives, in order to move from one place to another. And usually the Six of Swords is very positive, like you're leaving stormy past and you're moving into calmer, peaceful waters ahead. But you're running into your refusal to quit working that past. And you may find individual, solitary fulfillment. You still get to be healing, again, in your safe little nesty home here. I love that little critter healing. Very, very similar, actually, to what you're actually being told to embrace. I mean, to release healing. You're releasing this solitary healing. I don't see you taking this advice right now. I see you saying, fuck that advice. You know, these people lied to me. They took from me. This person lied to me. They took from me. And I can't forgive it. So I'm cutting everybody out. And, you know, and I'm okay. I'm fulfilled. I'm on my own. I like being alone. I like me. So that's your future right now. Because you can't get over the past. And I just need... am I just being a stubborn asshole that I cannot accept that this is it? This is it. This is all the information I get about this past. 8 of Pentacles on the bottom. Yeah. I don't get it. Resistance. Yeah, there's a lot of resistance here. Yeah, this is you alone resisting outside bullshit, outside drama. And you're resisting this reading. You're like, whatever. I probably didn't even watch this reading because I didn't like where it was going. I don't know. But you need to let go of this Knight of Swans, this person that disappointed you and hurt you. You need to let that be ended. It's not over in you. You're still holding on to and clinging to and hanging out in this 3 of Swords space. Yep. You're still wanting to heal all alone from it. And I don't know, maybe that's what you need, to heal all alone from it. But it looks like a lonely future that way. And that's exactly how my character is. You know, she has one friend, but she's not a really great friend to that person because she hasn't come to terms with some truth about her that keeps everybody at a distance. And so I think in my fictioneering, I'm just going to have to imagine whatever this heartbreak was. It appears to be romantic. I'm surprised by that. It could be familial, but a Knight of Cups. Yeah, so I guess I'll ask more questions about that. Thank you.